Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Barak Kadash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Brother, Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching his truth and none but truth in the name, spirit of power, Yahweh Bashim Shah, trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like, for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person, a so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up on the American economy. Gonna play these videos. I'm gonna get into the scripture to my best ability. Say whatever God say through spirit and power. Yahweh Bashim Shah, the Holy Spirit, the Krahak Badash, Lord willing to be on me. Let's get it.
This fund is a $79 billion private credit fund, and over 10% wanted to withdraw, and they only allow 5%, which is, in the bylaws of that agreement.
There is a lot going on, and I think just starting with just kind of like what I see is probably one of the biggest things to talk about is that, so Bank of America, they just put out this warning. They've said that 70% of its bear market indicators have been triggered. And so here, this is the actual, their kind of warning chart. Now, I'm not going to try to get in and read all this, but basically from what I'm gathering, they're in essence saying that we're seeing more of a bear market right now, and they're concerned about indicators in the stock market. And then simultaneously, as of today, and so we're doing this interview on Tuesday, just today, as of a couple hours ago, that we've lost over $1 trillion in the markets. We have something big happening. I'm seeing a lot of different reasons as to why. There was a helicopter that was shot down in the Strait of Hormuz, people pulling money out for the SpaceX IPO, but it just seems like there's a lot of indicators that are concerning about where the markets are headed. But I know you're in this world a lot more than I am.
XP customers save more without loyalty programs.
And so what are you seeing from your angle?
Yeah, there's two things that I saw that sort of interested me. One is Blackstone has a private credit fund that people were trying to liquidate more than they're allowed. These funds, people, they don't realize that their funds are not liquid. This fund is a $79 billion private credit fund, and over 10% wanted to withdraw, and they only allow 5%, which is, in the bylaws of that agreement. But what it's telling is that it's unusual, because most of these types of investors, there's no reason for them to get the money. They're not getting the money to live. They're getting the money because when they put their money into that, interest rates were low. The returns were, speculative returns they thought were high. And private credit right now, there's a lot of speculation that it's not a place that you want to be, that a lot of these loans are going to default. And so people were trying to get out, and they didn't allow it. So I think that was a wake-up call that, hey, these funds are not liquid. A lot of these private equity funds are not liquid the way that you want it, which is, it's concerning when you can make money at potentially a higher return and have liquidity. Liquidity is extremely important as an investor. So that's the first thing. Then I do think the other thing is that Kevin Warsh is going to have his first meeting on the 17th. And I've been studying what he's been saying for the last 2 years. I think it's, he worked directly with Stanley Druckenmiller, one of the greatest investors. They were partners. He built a net worth to a few $100 million and by himself. And then he's married to an Estee Lauder heir who's worth almost $2 billion. So he's the wealthiest Fed chair that we've ever had through his own endeavors and through marriage. So obviously he has a different perspective than Powell, who was an attorney. And he's been talking a lot about changing the CPI and how it's calculated, which I'm sure you've covered. But I do think it's important.
All right, well, anyway, I heard about this, what was it, a week ago or 2 weeks ago? And they were trying to, I guess, withdraw their money out of investing from, what is it she called, BlackRock, and they refused to let a certain amount. They allowed a certain small amount out. And I guess that small amount probably have like some kind of authority. I don't know, but shit, they said they just straight up took their damn money. Anyway, bucking beams inside mass evacuate. Oh, they talking about beams somewhere in some high-rise building. Talking about the beams are buckling, and the building about to collapse. They trying to evacuate people. Yeah, there's some random stuff I'm picking up on the other side of the screen. I'm reading. I just felt like reading it. Let's move on to some more news, which is the same topic with the American economy looking like shit. It's not looking so good.
This is America, and this is Santa Monica College, where thousands of Californians go to study and prepare for the workforce. With tuition rates continuing to rise across the U.S., many Americans are turning to community colleges like this one, which cost less than the big universities. But is the traditional pathway to higher education still worth it in 2026, or are we witnessing a big change in the educational landscape? I'll be back with more on that later, but first let's turn it over to the Washington studio.
John Hendren,
That is funny. How they showing footage. Never before seen footage reveals Jeffrey Epstein private island. And that shit look like it's being well kept. Look how managed the damn grass look. Yeah, it don't look left over. So, man, get the fuck out of here. That place may be known, but not being really was seen on camera, but it's still in operation. And anyway,
thank you. Now
I can tell you, I'm gonna jump in some random stuff and mention some things. Yeah.
for generations, the American university was viewed as the ultimate ticket to the middle class and a global gold standard for education. But today, that foundation is under strain. Demographic declines, sky-high tuition fees, and the rise of artificial intelligence are disrupting entry-level jobs, and higher education is under fire. The looming permanent closure of Massachusetts Hampshire College underscored a sobering reality. Hundreds of other regional institutions could follow. So is higher education in crisis, or is it simply being forced to adapt? Clearly, the success of the nation's young people is at the forefront of the president's mind.
In total, American society pours more than $1 trillion a year into public education systems. But instead of being at the top of the list, we are literally right smack, guess what, at the bottom.
But changing economics and changing expectations are leading many young people to rethink what success looks like and whether college is the only path to get there. John Hendren, how's this from California?
Watch baseball all season long. Catch the action live with YouTube TV. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
At American universities, tuition is rising at astronomical rates, just as enrollment is on a steady decline. For small universities and students alike, that is a recipe for an uncertain future. To curb soaring university costs, many American students are attending less expensive community colleges, now seeing rising enrollment. Matt Cortez says he's saving $80,000 by attending Santa Monica College for the first 2 years.
Well, I believe if you don't really get a scholarship, it can really outweigh the benefits of going.
The average annual cost of university in the United States for the academic year ending in 2026 is nearly $19,000. With room and board, it's over $24,000, the price of a new Toyota Corolla each year. Average yearly tuition at public colleges costs about $10,000. At a private college, $39,000, the price of a fully loaded Mustang Fastback. From 2006 to 2026, the average annual cost of college tuition and fees rose 93%. Those figures have Dominique JJ discussing options with her daughter in high school.
My hope is that we'll get a scholarship. So,
shit, get a scholarship here. You still ain't got no future here in America. This bitch about to be destroyed, but you'd be better off getting a scholarship.
I'm trying not to, I think about the money, but between savings and scholarship, I think I've been anticipating.
Don't you fucking blow that scholarship, because they waiting for your ass to do it.
That, and also choosing schools that are in.
Either way, hell, this bitch crashing anyway, so why even think about college? Fuck this bullshit.
In our budget.
The unemployment rate for recent college graduates reached 5.6.
I mean, you got some brothers and sisters in the school, trying to get something. But we all know that it's really pointless. At the end of the day, it's really pointless. But anyway.
7% in late 2025, compared to about 4% for all workers. A report by the U.S. Senate Labor Committee warns that is likely to grow worse, with a tsunami of job losses due to artificial intelligence expected to cost the U.S. more than 100 million positions over the next decade. That could especially be true in fields that were most promising before the AI boom.
You're seeing the employment of recent computer science graduates fall off a cliff from a lot of programs. If you rewind, 4 years ago, what would we tell young people for a secure career, learn to code? And now the opposite of that is true.
That's a big reason Romeo Gallo chose to study healthcare.
I just came down to the conclusion that AI is not gonna replace healthcare workers.
You never know, buddy. Remember that movie Idiocracy, when he went to the hospital, and then he had to be the way he had to put a rod in his mouth, or some kind of rod in his mouth, and then he had to put the other one in his booty hole. But then he was like, well, damn, which one is it? Because it's not labeled. He already had one in his mouth. They're going to be your new healthcare worker. Anyway, AI. Yeah, just like in the movie, you got to put a rod in your mouth and a rod in your, where the sun don't shine. Shit. And that's gonna tell you if you're healthy and if you got any problems, disease, or whatever the fuck anyway.
So I think it's a safe spot to be in.
Many students.
Man, please. Anyway, let me get the description. What he just said is absolutely ridiculous. Wrong video. I mean, wrong thing to pull up. Where my notes? Oh, here you go, my notes. But these people don't realize shit is crashing. America is falling. The rest of the world is falling. And hell, but here in America, you ain't gonna find nothing. And you ain't gonna find no work. There ain't gonna be no work for anybody here in Egypt. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, talking about America, which the head or tail, branch or rust may do, from the high-paying job to the low-paying jobs. Yeah, from the positions where you a boss to positions where you're just a worker. There ain't gonna be no jobs for neither.
Students are opting out of college entirely. Between 2010 and 2021, 2.6.
A lot of them opting out of college. Yeah, they realize it's a joke, and then they gotta pay. They gotta get another job. Yeah, they gotta get another job because they can't support pretty much living. I'll just say that. You say shit. College is a damn joke.
7 million fewer students were enrolled in America.
I mean, it'd be good to get a trade, but even that's gonna be. They're gonna try to replace like. Anyway, hold on.
American universities, and those numbers are expected to plunge further. As students weigh whether the cost of college is worth it, some experts warn that with declining birth rates, universities here.
Yeah, to hang that phone up, shit was a disturbance. But what I'm about to say, getting a trade would be good to have, so you know. But even that, knowing how to be a engineer, building, that shit gonna be replaced by AI or whatever. Anyway, and it won't matter anyway, cause this bitch about to be shut down. This whole country about to be destroyed. So what you gonna engineer building a building, and that bitch gonna be destroyed anyway.
The U.S. might be heading off a demographic cliff. But even if they can avoid that, they say the current rate of rise in tuitions is simply unsustainable. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Santa Monica, California.
Yeah, well, I don't want to like sound like a downer, but I'm just letting you know what's up, man. It's being more realistic about this shit, about America and the rest of this world is collapsing. Damn, I didn't know this was 26 minutes long. Alright, let's move on to the next video. Yeah.
T-Mobile has the best.
Yeah, if you wanted to watch the rest of the video, well, I already went by it. Here you go right here, but if you can see it. But you can always rewind and catch the title and play it back on your free time. And this slut, what the hell she want?
Network. That's why there's no better place to get iPhone 17 Pro on them. Hold on. We should have mute.
A bougie ass. Oh, yeah, shit.
So I need to give you a warning about what just happened to me. Now, before I do this, I want to talk about a shortage, a water shortage. We're hearing about a drought in most of the United States, and in certain places, the rivers are low, the lakes are low, and data centers are using up most of the water. Millions of residents are extremely upset. Congress isn't going to do much about it, and we're just going to continue down this cycle until hopefully something happens. Well, here's what happened to me. I paid $6 for a water bottle. Okay, a bottle of water. Paid $6. It's like a 16-ounce water bottle, or a bottle of water. Okay, nothing special. Probably something I got from Walmart. Okay, but it was a $6 bottle of water. Now, the reason I'm making this video isn't because of what I paid. It's because of the explanation that I got. Now, I asked, after I paid for it, I didn't realize I paid $6 for a bottle of water. And then after the transaction went through, I got a notification from my bank about, what the transaction cost. And I questioned it. Went back and asked, how much was this? And they said, oh, this is that much. And oh, the water is $6. And I asked, why is a bottle of water $6? And they said, oh, well, we have a shortage. There's a drought.
And right now, enjoy free delivery on orders over $50.
That's some motherfucking bullshit.
Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Daniel, you didn't know the ad.
Jaro for type 2 diabetes.
This is not a game, and you're
No. Okay? Bottled water. The water itself is the cheapest thing on the bottle of water. The water itself. So a drought does not drastically increase the cost of the water. Now, if you are paying for water for your house, then things change. Then you're paying for usage, things will go up. So when there's a drought, yes, you can pay more for water, okay? Because that's supply and demand. But when it comes...
It's like, what he's trying to say is that if there is a drought, it shouldn't affect the prices of the water that's already at the store. It's already been made, distributed. Now it's at the store. You shouldn't be bumping up the price of stuff you already have. You pay for this amount for. Why are you bumping up the price and trying to get extra? Just like for anything else. That's what these niggas are doing. They bumping up the price on everything they selling when they already got the shit. If you gonna charge more for something, do it when it's in the process of being made and then distributed and is at the store. Don't do it when it's already been made at the store and then it's a crisis happening. Oh, let's charge you up more money. It's bullshit. Anyway, back to the video.
To a bottle of water. No. Okay? The production costs. That's one of the biggest things. The packaging. Okay? The transportation, the shipping. That's greater than the cost of the water itself. The water itself is one of the cheapest things.
You shouldn't be paying for water anyway. I mean, water should be free, right? I mean, understand there's a service. Like when it comes to bringing it to your house, and they got to fix on the pipes, which they never fucking, what kind of service they do? Man, shit, upgrading the infrastructure of the pipes, and then these niggas got the nerve to put chemicals all in the water. I mean, whatever. But I would say water. I mean, water should be free anyway. But it's ridiculous.
When talking about a bottle of water. So, why am I even bringing this to your attention? Well,
but this is what happens when the devil rules his world, man. He got to charge your ass everything.
It's because of one thing. This is happening all over. Okay, where we saw. There's a.
When I say devil, I mean I'm talking about Esau, the so-called white man, but he ain't white. He red. And he a baby they sucking Jewish faggot nigga. Matter of fact, he also I forgot. He a foreskin eating ass nigga. He eat foreskin like it's pecans or peanuts. Yeah, Amalek.
Crisis over in the Middle East. Oil prices are going through the roof. Right? We remember that. We heard that all the time. The oil prices. We gotta be prepared because we have to pay for increase in oil. Well, no. When the prices of oil are going up, we shouldn't see the price at the gas station jump up the exact same day, because the gas station didn't buy the gas.
He didn't buy the gas at that time. He bought it a day or 2 days ago, a day before the crisis went off. So why the hell are you charging more? Yeah, bullshit.
That same day, they bought the gas a week before. They already have their prices locked in. Now when gas prices...
Yeah, but now they're going to unlock them and change them up, which is bullshit.
Prices drop. Again, why aren't we seeing gas prices drop the exact same day oil prices drop? This is why we're being lied to, okay? And I find it frustrating because there's a lot of people out there that are struggling. Just put food on their table. Just to, do the basics, the bare necessities, just to stay alive. And yet, companies are out there price gouging people to try to make some extra profit because they're struggling as well. And this is something I've been warning you about before, about all these scams. Now, is there a scam when it comes to water? No.
Yeah, it's a scam on everything. This world is ruled by a big time scammer named Esau. He always trying to hit a lick all the time. I don't know what the best word to say instead of say hitting a lick. But he's always up to no good, man. Mischief, taking advantage of people. And when it comes to our people, you niggas y'all want to be just like that nigga too, Esau. You're your father the devil. I was listening to one brother video. Oh yeah. I'm just off the subject, but on the subject about scamming. What's that dang on video at? Dang on video. I don't mean to say dang on. That's an edifying video. I didn't know if I won't play it. I didn't know what talking about. Here it go. All wickedness is little to that of a woman. What is this? GMS Hawaii Bar. Where he talk about this chick here. I ain't never heard this song before, but it's talking about some spending money, getting it fast. Got something, gotta get a yes. 20s, 10s, 20s, what the fuck they talking about? It's just the beat. I can remember it's this simple ass nursery rhyme that like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Shit. That type of bullshit, type of music. And got kids, they easily can understand and remember that song. I ain't gonna play bruh video, but I'm just saying, here go right here. But yeah, the point of the video, or the point of the reason why I'm bringing that up, because what did I say? Oh yeah, you people are just like your father, the devil, Esau, a scammer. And that's what that song and this bitch right here, she won't want to raise her children to live the life she living, like a damn stank hood rat bitch. But anyway, but she'll play a song for all the other peasants to be listening to. That's what all these rappers, these niggas, sell out niggas will do. They'll sell a song or make a song to destroy your people, be funded by Esau, but then you don't want to, and then the song destroys the children, but you don't want your child to be living that life or either be sucked into that crap. But then you okay with that song being destroying other children. Man, get the fuck out. It's just like, like when the same video we're talking about Young Jeezy. And again, this ain't just for them drug dealers or them rappers and singers and shit. It's also for like them country singers too, that be on that bullshit. But anyway, let me get back to the subject. Like I can tell you, I'm all over the place. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. But yeah, check this bruh video out when he talk about these hypocrites. The Israelite hypocrites. They just like their father, a fucking scammer. Anyway, and yeah, what that song was about, that chick from Miami, she talking about this song about scamming and boosting, stealing shit and selling it. But that's Esau for you. They learning from him. Esau is y'all, you 2/3 daddy. You 2/3, that's your daddy right there, Esau. Let me get to another video. I'm just running my mouth a lot. I have to stay on the subject. I got to stay on the subject about America's economy crashing and going to shit.
There's a quiet magic.
There's just so much going on, man. I got to talk about this. I got to talk about that sometimes.
Okay, so we need to talk about the rapidly growing affordability crisis in the United States. Because most people, when I talk to them about this, tell me about how they can't afford things because prices keep going up. The cost of living, the cost of groceries, the cost of your bills, which are all true. Prices are going up. But rising prices are merely the symptom. What's really going on is that your money, or I should say your currency, is being devalued, diluted, meaning that every single dollar in your wallet buys less than it did yesterday and the day before and the day before that, meaning that tomorrow and the day after and the day after that, it's going to buy even less. And today, I just saw something that stopped me dead in my tracks. Again, none of this really surprises me, having studied this day in and day out, but at the same time, too many people I talk to have no idea what's really coming next. And you have to understand what's happening now in order to know how to prepare for what's coming next. So today, the U.S. M2 money supply hits record $23.1 trillion in May, okay? So this is the highest amount. We're talking about the total money supply in the economy here. So this would be checking, savings, money market funds, right? Everything like that. As far as what we're looking at here, you can see that, of course, there's been big upticks when certain things have happened. 2008, great financial crisis, right? The money printing went wild. What happened here? We saw an expansion. All the way up to 2020. That's when everything shot straight up. Now, in 2022, right, we were told that they were going to tighten things. They were going to reel back, right, put the genie back in the bottle of what they had done in 2020. Well, obviously, that did not last long. Look at that right there. Didn't last long, maybe a year or 2 years, and then, whoop, we're right back at it. Now, how does this impact you? You can think of it like this. Let's say you have a glass of orange juice filled halfway, and you start pouring water into it. Well, the volume of liquid is going to keep going up. That's the money supply. But what happens to your orange juice? Every sip is going to taste more and more and more watered down. That's like when you try and spend your dollars as the money supply continues to grow. And it's not just the size that should concern you, it's the speed at which it's happening. The largest monthly increase in 5 years, a 1 month change, came right now, which is insane because all we keep hearing about, right, is that they're tightening things, that we're going to have inflation risks lowered. In fact, Kevin Warsh came out today and said that inflation risks are disappearing, which I don't know. I mean, I guess I could go out and say that the sky is green. Doesn't make it true. But ultimately, if you have a GDP, so here we have the real GDP for the United States growing at a slower pace than you do the money supply, right? The velocity of money that's moving around, that's when we're going to see more inflation and again, a weakening of your dollar. Now, for anyone out there who thinks that this is going to somehow solve itself, think again. In fact, I saw another article just come out today. For the first time, more central banks are set to shrink dollar holdings.
I want to say one thing to mention too, that got to mention when they talk about financial, global, or either the local. I'm saying local. National financial, when there's issues going on, troubles going on, there's financial woes going on, in this country or any other country, or all over the world, it's pretty much it's all leading to the chip implant, the market beast. Get straight to the point. Trying to find a way how to get to that. To get straight to the point. All this money, all these woes, all these problems, and all that shit is gonna lead to that chip implant, the mark of the beast. You don't believe that? Just sit back and watch. Just wait and watch. Be patient. Or you won't even have to be patient. You won't even see it coming, because it'll happen just like that. It'll knock you upside your head. You won't see it coming. That's what happens when your ass ain't prepared, nigga. Catch you with your pants down, nigga.
Survey finds.
Surprise.
Now, this article is referring to a survey done of about 75 central banks that was just completed, saying that they are going to shrink their dollar reserve holdings. Now, I have a lot of faults with this article title, which is why I don't trust everything you read in the news, right? For the first time.
Hold on, what's she saying?
75 central banks that was just completed, saying that they are going to shrink their dollar reserve holdings. Now, I have a lot of faults with this article title, which is why I don't trust everything you read in the news, right?
Yeah, you don't.
For the first time, more central banks are set to shrink dollar holdings. This is not new news. I'm sorry.
It's been going on for the longest.
This is not new news. This is not the first time. This is a proven fact that this has been going on. In fact, I'll show you right here. This is a chart of USD
down, down, down.
assets as a percent share of foreign exchange reserves. So we're talking about globally, right? The dollar is dominant. U.S. Treasuries are the primary foreign exchange reserves that nations hold. But what's happened over the last 25 years? They went from accounting for roughly 72% of total foreign exchange reserves to last year hitting 56%. Now, I haven't found any updated data with 2026 yet, but I can bet you that this number is going to continue to decline. Okay, so nations are moving away from the dollar. That puts even more pressure on the dollar system here at home, here in the United States. And again, this survey that this article is referring to, I have it pulled up here, it shows us dollar decrease over the long term. Central banks, here, we have USD, okay, right here. 24% said that they're going to decrease their dollar holdings, right? Maybe some decrease of the euro, right? A little bit, but it's the dollar we're talking about. Japan, 2% decrease, but the dollar, 20%.
They talking about something recently on the news about Japan and that dollar. Oh, there you go, right there, wasn't it? Yeah, here you go, right here. So Japan triggers sell America's trade. I guess I might as well go and play that. Well, no, I'm going to play that on some random stuff, because I want to add that into random stuff, but you can play that video and watch it on your own time. There you go, right there. Zoom back out. Oh, how recent is this? Oh, it's talking about Hong Kong just launched a gold system that could reprice gold. Shit. Well, yeah, they do that, but then also they still gonna roll out digital currency, because not everybody owns gold. And if they do own gold, guess what? They government want to take that shit, and they want you to be stuck with nothing, not a damn thing but a microchip implant. Yeah, you can have that. Yeah, that would they gladly give you that shit.
84% said they're going to decrease their dollar holdings. That's significant. And not only that, 60% said they're going to maintain compared to 16% increase. Well, I can tell you one thing. Guess what's going to happen here in the United States? Nothing is going to change because of this. You think that this spend is going to slow because suddenly there aren't buyers for our debt? No. The U.S. has crossed over into a threshold where we are needing to borrow.
So much in what the Bible say? Thick clay. They loaning themselves in thick clay. And that's what America is. It's full of it. They ain't got nothing to back shit. Whatever.
Borrow more just to pay the interest. Just to pay the interest on the debt. That's what we're doing here. So this number is going to continue to rise. But we're going to have less buyers, right? Not only are we going to have central banks decreasing their holdings, but they're not going to be adding more. So where are those buyers going to come from? Okay, that's the big question. And ultimately, this is again going to put a lot of pressure on the dollar system. It already has been. I mean, in fact, they said the quiet part out loud, right? Scott Bessent, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent came out.
I'm going to stop right there. You want to watch the... Oh, shit, what the hell? If you want to watch the rest of the video, there go the title, there go the channel. James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, you rich man, weep and howl, for your misery shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth-eaten, your gold and silver is cankered. The rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it was fire. Ye have harbored up treasures for the last day. Hold on. Dog, I'm gonna have to use you as a secretary. You got to turn that phone off for me, bruh. No, I'm just joking. That dog can't do shit but damn want to beg for food. Ain't that right? Anyway, yeah, man, these devils they purposely crashing this shit and making that shit worthless. And it's all leading to that chip implant. Let me see what else we got. Planter is done. New assault on alligators. Anyway, see what this video about.
At the start of the game, you can choose any shelter you want, but once you pick a spot, there's no turning back. It's upgrade or D. Defense, stealth, resources. Miss one detail and you're dead in.
Woke up and learned.
Man, they got some dumbass shit.
Then my rent will not increase for the next 2 years. And I will tell you with 100% certainty that no amount of therapy, no amount of journaling, no amount of manifestation, no amount of breath work would have regulated my system, like learning that at least my rent will be frozen for the next 2 years. And this is your reminder that your politicians, your government, owe you a regulated nervous system.
Oh, another thing too, speaking about the dollar, let me get another scripture in, because damn, I forgot about getting that. Yeah, when the dollar goes to shit, then people gonna lose it. Cash that silver. Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 18. They shall also anoint themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, because it is worthless. That paper money is worthless. The dollar is worthless. And they gonna be there. I keep getting it. It ain't worthless until you actually use it for something like toilet paper. Because a lot of people gonna use it for toilet paper. You got enough of them greenbacks to wipe the brown off your backside. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, and their gold shall be removed. All their savings, because you thinking that they just gonna crash the dollar. They ain't gonna be. It's gonna crash the whole damn system. Whole everything got to fall and be a part of that great reset. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. Yeah, whatever kind of riches you have ain't gonna buy you way out of judgment. They shall not satisfy their soul, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. Now I get back to the video.
Let me give you a radical idea. Stop healing. The entire self-help industry in the United States, for the most part, not all, it is a distraction to take away from the fact that our governments, all of these systems, are dysregulating us, and instead we're here internalizing it. And I will tell you that the simple fact of knowing that my rent is frozen for the next 2 years has done more for my nervous system than the last 4 years of trying everything to feel better.
The medical bill for being in the hospital for 3 months.
You know, right?
I think it was...
Guess. Can we have you guys guess?
Yeah. Okay, hold up. So 3 children in the hospital
for 3 months.
For 3 months.
With a lot of intensive care.
And a lot of specialists came to visit, cardiologists, like pulmonologists.
I want to say when I had a tumor as a kid, I want to say my bill before insurance was $1 million. So I'm going to guess $3 million for the 3 kids.
Higher.
Total. Shut up. Shut
what do you
up.
Think? What do you think?
Wait, is it?
I was not even going to guess that.
This is before insurance. This is before insurance, right?
Yes.
This is just the total.
Thank God for insurance, dude.
Yes.
Well, some people don't have insurance.
No, it's so sad.
Some people are too poor to afford insurance, and then they're the people that got really screwed, even though they never had money in the first place.
What's crazy is that this bill was so out of control that a social worker came in from the government, right?
Yeah. Once it gets to a certain point, the government steps in and just funds it all.
Because the insurance company can't. I mean, they could pay for it, but it hurts them so bad too that they said, hey, like this is now going to be 100% covered by the federal government. Like, don't stress about this stuff. So that was a huge stress relief.
That's really good. That actually gives me hope about humanity. That somebody did that.
So we didn't have it. We actually didn't pay a dime. But what was the total?
Wait, can I guess again?
Yeah.
What's up, Good Morning America? Have a quarter of a brain cell between the 4 of them, and they hand that over to producers right before they get on air. Because what would possess you to say that teen unemployment is at a record high because the teens are lazy and they don't want to work and they don't want to wake up before noon? But also simultaneously acknowledge that the adults are working the teen jobs. Which one is it, bitch? Is it that the federal government laid off 400,000 people last year? Is it that these tech layoffs have been going on since God knows when? Is it that since COVID, companies decided, fuck a payroll, we'll work with less people on the floor and reduce hours, and we don't give a fuck who that affects as long as we get more profits? Could it be any of those reasons? Could it be that every time you go to a retail establishment, especially like food and stuff like that, there's no longer cashiers, there's just mobile ordering kiosks? Which one is it, bitch? Right? And my thing is, the 4 of you get up on air every day and make exorbitant salaries, and so you're actually lazy because you make these salaries that these teens will never touch for literally nothing, but you're complaining about kids that don't work and saying that these kids want to go and they should go work like babysitting jobs or grocery or retail jobs. When was the last time you saw anybody under the age of 40 working like a cashier job? Everywhere I go, it's adults. Why? Because these adults have families to feed. The job market is not the same that it used to be. You've got people with professional degrees, licensures, fucking PhDs, working minimum wage retail service jobs just to make ends meet, to pay their bills, to get their family's health care. Like, which one is it, right? You can't blame these kids when there's no opportunities for them. Everything's been taken over by AI and technology. And don't even get me started on the fact that some of these kids getting out of school can't even find jobs because they're already competing against people that have had decades of work experience that are out of work, and these applicant tracking softwares that deny them at every chance. Don't get me started on fucking Greenhouse and like Workday and my issues with them. This is insane. I actually work in hiring. It is a time where people are willing to take 50, 75% like salary decreases for healthcare. What's not clicking to y'all?
Truth is, most people don't be getting approved for these apartments because the complexes make money off the application fees. They got the rent has the trees, and they don't plan on lowering it because they know they make money off the application fees. They'd rather leave the unit vacant because nobody can afford to live in it instead of lowering the prices. Why? Because they make money off the application fees. People are always going to continue to apply to these units. They're going to sell you a dream to make you believe, oh, you got a chance. Well, if you make 3 times the rent, oh yeah, you might be able to. Oh yeah, you could get a cosigner, a guarantor. They're selling you a dream. So in our minds, we're thinking, why would they not lower the rent so somebody can rent out the unit and they can get consistent money when we pay our rent every month? That's not how they think. You know how many people, and matter of fact, if you knew how many people were applying to apartments daily because people need somewhere to stay, because not everybody is ready to buy a house, can buy a house, has a down payment to buy a house. You've ever applied to apartments, you know that an application fee can even run you up high as $75. Once I spend $75, I done basically spend $100. In my world, I spend $100. So if I'm applying to 2 apartments, $200+ on just the application fee. Just the application fee. That is just to find out if I'm approved or denied.
2 months ago, I was 29 years old. I had a job full time. I was living in my apartment, living by myself, living comfortably. I had a girlfriend who I was dating long distance because I loved her so much and she loved me.
Alright, we'll get to another video. If you want to watch the rest of it, they go to title, they go to channel. It's pretty old. It's like a week ago. A lot of these videos I've been sitting on for a while, but I gotta get to, it was some other news I had to get to before I get to these, but anyway, finally got to these.
Is anybody else really struggling to survive late-stage capitalism? Do you know what that is? I'm obsessed with finding words for what's happening to us right now, so let me share my perspective. We're existing in what's called neoliberal capitalism right now, and that is capitalism, a socio-political system in which individuals control the market and the economy just for the sake of profit and use all of the population to get that profit. And the neoliberal part means that governments and regulations aren't doing anything to stop the exploitation of the rest of us, right? Capitalism relies on a couple of things: that people will be so dissatisfied, so uncomfortable, and so isolated that they will think more about how to compete against each other and how to win than us actually stopping and fixing the system.
These stores are raising the prices so fast they can't even keep up. It's ridiculous. Look at this. On it is printed $7.88, right? Now they got these new electronic price tags. They can change the price whenever they want to. $9.88, $10.88, but it's priced at $7.88.
$10 for a fucking, look, get the fuck. And look, it's already the printing of it on here. I don't know what kind of price you call this. I guess the ass price is $7.90, but shit, the store price is that much. What the fuck? That cheap ass shit should be like $1.
This is ridiculous. They just
less than $1.
Inflation is not an excuse. It's just pure greed at this point.
Yeah. But hey, man, this is what happened when the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get that. A little stupid, simple little shit that for little kids to put on like bracelets. 5 bracelets, or is it 6 bracelets for freaking almost $6. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You gotta slap a rubber band around your wrist and call it a day. How about that? Yeah, shit. You can look like you can make something like that for your daughter. A Mickey Mouse head bowl, whatever the hell it is. You can make something out of that, out of some flexible plastic material. I don't know. This is, yeah, man, this is bullshit. But hey, man, this is what happened on the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Them niggas greedy as fuck. Oh goddamn, man, they eat foreskin too. They greedy and they eat foreskin. And that nigga's name is Amalek and Esau. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. This will never be if the righteous are in rulership. We want to charge people some of the right price. We're going to charge them the right freaking price. Not the price of of 5 of these damn things. Like, look at how much this shit cost. $10. You can get $10. You used to get 5 of these suckers. Nigga, that's a bunch of bullshit. All they trying to do is trying to spend, to empty out your money, your bank account, and pretty much give you a hard time living here in America. I don't even know what is it looking like in other parts of the world, if there's any inflation going on in other countries, but pretty much they just making a shitty, they just, how can I get before I get my words all jumbled up? Because I'm all excited. They trying to create a scenario where people are having a hard time living, where everything costs so much, you know, increasing the cost of living so you can get the chip implant, pretty much. Yeah. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, so-called white man, but he ain't white. He's red. He's a baby dick sucking Jewish faggot nigger named Amalek. And he eats foreskins too.
And that's why they stopped putting the prices on everything, because they want to be able to raise the prices whenever they want to.
I'm sorry. Who in the decided we could make diapers and formula the two most needed things when you have a child, the most expensive things on this planet? These two things just costed me $92. Oh, you want me to start thinking about having a second kid? Simply how? How? I can't afford that. Absolutely not.
Hope everybody's
Look
having
at Bubble right here in his overalls.
Good evening.
Backwoods Bubble here. Here talk about this fucking inflation here. I can't even buy a 6-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon for the same price I used to pay 5 years ago. Now it's like damn $20 for a 6-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon. The tall boys. What the hell? Even a pack of Skulls is too damn expensive.
Shit. Better than mine anyway. It's hard to say this, but I'm going to. They beat me. Yep, they beat me. I'm getting ready to put this place up for sale. Get on down the road somewhere.
What, he drinking some shine? Probably is. It's a damn mason jar. Yeah, he drinking some shine. There ain't no damn water. Got some goddamn backwoods Everclear right there. Shit. Well, anyway, you hear it from Becky, Suburban Becky from Backwoods Bubble, sipping on some damn shine. Man, they struggling. Now they know how it feels. Now the Edomites know how it feels, but hey, you Israelites, it's gonna get worse. Oh yeah, it's gonna get fucking worse. That's why, hey man, we trying to seek the Lord, man, repenting daily. Trying to do the best we can do. Let me see. What I'm supposed to look up? Oh yeah. It's a hard time for these people. You know what? Let me see how much time I got. 43 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna close it out because I ain't trying to make video too long. Well, I've been making videos way too long, about an hour long. Heck yeah. This time it's been the shortest video ever made. It's been a while. Well, no, this ain't the shortest. 20 or 30 minutes be the shortest, I think. I don't remember if I ever did a 10-minute video. I probably did, but that's probably like 2 years ago. Hagar chapter 1 verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. So you work so much and you earn very little, and you ain't got enough for food, water, clothing, not even shelter, and not enough to save up for a rainy day or hard times, because now the hard times are here. And there's no such thing as saving up for the hard times. Because hey, the moment you make the money, now you got to spend it on certain things, and now it's got being reduced. Yep. You used to be able to buy so much, but now you buy so little. You can't even afford utilities and whatever the hell else. Hey man, this showing you signs that this bitch is coming to an end. Let's get to this last one.
The struggle Americans are feeling is real and can be felt. I'm sure many of you are feeling it right now. So the data backs it up. And I always love to show the receipts. So this is data from payments.com. I've got other sources of data that I'll get to in just a second. But payments.com found that 70% of people are currently living paycheck to paycheck in America. 70%. 70%. Can someone please explain to me how we could ever justify sending a shred of foreign aid to any other country? And yeah, I mean any other country. When 70% of our own people are living paycheck to paycheck, when we're $40 trillion in federal debt. Someone explain it to me. I'm very curious. 25% of people in this survey said that they struggle to pay their bills. Then you have Pew Research. They did a poll, and they found that Americans are not happy with the U.S. economy. This is one of many polls that found similar results. So 72% of Americans rate economic conditions in the country as fair, only fair or poor. 52% say that Trump's policies make their lives worse off. And 44% of Americans describe their personal financial situation as very bad. So let's take a look at this chart. And what you're looking at is what Americans are most concerned with. And that includes healthcare, the cost of food, the cost of housing. I mean, look at these numbers. Okay, so if you take a close look, 71% of Americans are very concerned about the cost of healthcare. 66% very concerned about the price of food. 62% very concerned about the cost of housing. 51% very concerned about the price of electricity. And, that's just the very concerned. I'm not even including the percentage of Americans
Hagar chapter 1, verse 6.
who are somewhat concerned. So President Trump has made it clear this year that
He trying to pull a Joe Biden on your ass. What inflation? I don't see no inflation. You guys are silly. What does inflation mean, by the way? I don't know. I need to go and look into my dictionary, or either go and ask my lawyers. That's what we have lawyers for. Yes, and that's Trump right there. Some, I don't know what the Constitution is. That's why we got lawyers to explain us what is the Constitution. And like I give a fuck about the Constitution. It just remind me of him playing that dumb shit before. What was that? Like a year ago, 2 years ago? Yeah, like a year ago, he playing that dumb shit about he don't know what the Constitution is. And it's not like that shit gonna save your ass anyway. And that go for you damn Israelites. That's Esau's bullshit. Hell, it's nothing but a piece of paper, just like the dollar is.
But he doesn't really care that much about
physical dollar.
affordability. He doesn't care about the cost of housing or your grocery bill.
Yeah, what was that one video he had like a couple months ago talking about some? All I care about, I don't care about no damn the struggle of you Americans. You Babylonians, he ain't say it like that, but pretty much he don't give a fuck about you people having hard times and going through financial hardship. All he care about is if Iran got a nuke and he trying to keep Iran from getting a nuke. And that's it. Shit.
And what's amazing to me about this man is for the longest time, he would tell you to your face how little he gives a damn about you. And I think for the first time, we're finally...
Yeah, that's Esau for you. He don't give a fuck about nobody, not even himself. Hey, speaking of that, that's why you Israelites this should be a lesson for y'all. This should be a life learned lesson. It should have been already learned, like, and passed on by well, actually this is passed on by generation. Y'all just don't never bother to read it or believe it, and it's all in the Bible. But yeah, but anyway, Ecclesiastes chapter 14 verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He ain't doing right with his own people. He ain't trying to boost up and prop up his fellow Americans, which would be their fellow Edomite brothers and sisters. No, he leaving them niggas high and dry. The cruel Lord Trump is leaving these niggas high and dry and about ready to die. Yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people. Yeah, I'm just stop right there, but that's enough to show you that the people, the kings of America, Babylon the Great, don't give a fuck about their own people. You should know that by now for you Israelites. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians should know that by now. And some speckled birds. You should know that by now. That this country ain't got no love for you. Don't give a fuck about you. They'll use your labor for free. But after after their labor is done, they say get the fuck on. Or either we just kill your ass. Die, nigga. That's it. Shit. As I showed you, this ain't your rest. So me fall in love, disown this place. This place sucks.
Starting to see it backfire. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is what I mean.
Your plans for the housing bill, Mr. President, are you?
I don't know. I think it's so unimportant compared to the Save America Act. There's so much talk about, we're going to drive housing prices down. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up. They came in and they...
Damn.
said affordability. They made up the word because that's the only thing they're good at. Although I'm good at making up words.
You signed that housing.
See, it's like don't matter what they do from whatever left side, right side, Democrat, Republic. If one person doing this, guess what? If they doing this, you think it's bad. The other guy gonna say, I want to make things better. And once they get in, they gonna make things worse. And they say, I'm doing much better than such and such. Yeah, you making it more worse than such and such. Like Biden, for example. Whatever Trump trash talking Biden, he's like, hey, I'm ultimately making it worse for you people, but I'm doing a better. Anyway, let me get back to the video.
I have not. It hasn't been sent to me yet. It's coming, I understand, and then I'll make
these people, and it's so funny. You hear this nigga saying this shit, and you got these stupid ass little low level Edomite crackers walking around with some damn khakis and blue button up shirts, talking about some white men fight back. We are the nation of domination. Yeah, I know that's what is that? The Nation of Domination with Farouk and D'Lo Brown and Dwayne Johnson was in that wrestling group on WWF. But anyway, let's say these crackers is saying that same damn song. We are the nation, domination. They're like the Klansmen and all that bullshit. But then you listen to your fucking president that you so loyal to. Listen to the shit he's saying. He don't give a fuck about you motherfuckers. Damn. And I love it too.
Here's what I would like to say.
I love the fact how stupid these people are, and they don't even catch the shit that these niggas say. They thinking he's just speaking good words. It's like he's flowing. It sounds good to them, but it sounds devastating. It sounds bad. They just, I don't know. They just stuck on stupid.
Much more than a bill, that big deal.
Anyway,
it's a yawn. Me compared to the Save America Act. Just about everything is a big yawn.
Damn. All right, that's all I got. Well, no, I will let it keep playing.
Just everything is a big yawn. Let's take a look at Let's talk about the fact that this is, again, it continues to be a topic.
Anyway, I'm done. I don't want to see no more charts. I'm charted out. I just want to hear the words coming out of this nigga mouth, and he tell you straight up. He don't give a fuck about you Americans. And I mean you Americans as in you so-called white Americans. And hell, everybody else, you know damn well they don't give a fuck about your even you monkey-ass heathens. But you Israelites, you should know better. That's for sure. Shit, even you Israelites that look like the heathens, you should know better. This devil here ready to crash and burn this bitch. Well, actually, the Lord's crashing and burning this bitch. Crashing it, crashing it, but financially, and they're gonna burn it with nuclear destruction and destruction from the chariots. Fire coming from the chariots. Yeah, let me get to this last scripture and leave on out. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Yeah, the people that's keeping the financial system up and running, from the banks to the stocks and all that stuff, is pretty much about to drop. And it's dropping right now. It's collapsing. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, because of the lack of jobs, work. Ain't nothing being done and being produced, and none of that shit. And it's all done by purpose anyway. And those that look out the windows be darkened. A grim future is upon America, and it's getting darker and darker. Yep, and pretty much the whole world. And the door shall be shut in the streets. The big businesses, small businesses closing up when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, by the alarm clock, or by the birds, early birds trying to get the worm. They tweaking and twerking and whatever to making sounds, and the roosters too, gonna cock-a-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, he'll rise up at his voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, and the music suck. Just like that one chick I was, the one brother, he was talking about this chick, she's a hypocrite, about she want to let her children listen to her music, but she got music that's okay for the other kids to listen to. What's that song called? Spending money, making it fast. Gotta make a dash. I don't know the rest of the song, and I don't give a fuck about it. I'm just, you know what the hell I'm talking about. That song that goes in that melody. Hell, I ain't trying to sing that fucking garbage. That hot fucking shit. Fucking trash ass music should be in the septic tank, nigga. Should be nuclear destroyed. Hey, soon it will be nuclearly destroyed. I won't say nuclear because the nuclear ain't no word. But you get what I'm trying to say. All this shit gonna be destroyed by nuclear fire. Man, I do not want to be in it. And you shouldn't want to be. Now, you should pray you don't be in it. That's what I meant to say. You should pray that you don't be in it. So, the only way, if you don't want to be in that nuclear fire, hey man, seek the Lord by seeking the prophets and take heed to what it say. And try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, and repenting to Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order. Yahweh Shema Shah, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.